Oh, good afternoon, boys and girls, and mommies and daddies, and grandmommies and grandpoppies. Today's story is Weekend Plans. Now, you know, this week the boys and girls have really been working hard. They got all their homework done before Friday, today, and they got the big art project out on the sidewalk just finished before noon. And so everybody is wondering, what are we going to do? What are we going to do this weekend? Well, of course, there's always Farmer Brown skating on Saturday night. And he changed the grown-ups over to Friday night so that they would have the dance floor to themselves and the boys and girls would have the skating rink floor to themselves, and he wouldn't have to work quite so hard in changing it over. So, well, anybody want to go skating tomorrow night? That was from Little Bad Wolf, and nobody answered him. And then all of a sudden, Squiggly says, I want to go skating. Doggone it. So Allie the alligator says, well, if y'all going to go, I'm going to go too. And Patty Pig says, well, I might as well go too. So Piggly said, you know, guys, I was thinking about something in the daytime too. Why couldn't we go like we used to do and go get a picnic or go up in our tree and read and have our lunch up in the tree? He says, wouldn't that be fun? We haven't done that for so long. We haven't done that since last summer. And half the time, me and Wiggly and Squiggly, we missed it because we were working. And Little Bad Wolf says, yeah, I was working with you. And Allie Alligator says, well, sometimes I was too. And then we worked for Mr. Farmer Brown. I don't think we went any at all last year. And Patty Pig says, well, boys, if we didn't have you to help us get up in the tree on the first branch, we couldn't go. So I don't think that me and Sally Skunk has been either. Oh my goodness gracious. It's been one whole year since they went up in the tree and read and giggled and talked and ate their lunch. Oh my goodness gracious. Well. So that's what they planned on doing Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday afternoon came and they all met at the Piggy's house. And of course, Mama Piggy, she always made a big jug of lemonade. Well, this time she kind of changed it up. She decided to make strawberry-ade. And oh, was it ever good. And she put a whole bunch of ice cubes in the jug. And then she made sure that all the boys and girls had ice cubes in their cups. So they could be, because she knew they were going to be hot and sweaty. So they went swimming first, and then they went to the tree, and you know, Little Bad Wolf goes all the way up to the top so that he can look out and see if anybody's coming. And he has a signal if it's somebody coming that they don't want to see, that's dangerous. So he said to them, now you remember our signal? And they all said yes, they knew what the signal was. So Allie the alligator, he always stays down in the lower branches. So he can, if it's somebody bad, he can jump on them and scare them away. So he lifted up Patty Pig and she scrambled up the branch and got her special branch. And then he put Sadie Skunk in his overall pocket like Little Bad Wolf always does, because he was going to go up last. And she was going to go right next to him so she wouldn't fall so hard if she fell. So then Piggly and Wiggly and Squiggly went up, and Rocky Raccoon came today. And he went up, and it was Allie the alligator and Sadie Skunk to go up. And so he climbed up this first branch, and he just picked her up in his hand and he go, boop, set her up there on her limb. And so he stretched out on his limb. And somebody says, I'm hungry. And they all said, yeah, let's eat now. That swimming made us hungry. So they all got their lunch out, and their mamas had fixed lunch for them, and everybody had something different. It was pretty cool today. Everybody had something different. So one of them had an egg salad sandwich, and one of them had a hamburger warmed up, and one of them had a fish sandwich. Oh my goodness gracious, there was all kind of sandwiches. Tuna fish, I think I said. Didn't I say that? Yeah. So it was time to read their books, and they all got their books out, and they sit there very quietly reading. And Squiggly fell asleep while he was reading. It's almost a wonder he didn't drop his book on somebody else's head that was sitting down below him, but he didn't. He didn't drop his book at all. So 4 o'clock came, and Squiggly had set his watch, his alarm, because they had to be home by 4:30, okay, especially if they were going to get cleaned up and go to the skating rink. So at 4 o'clock, Squiggly's alarm went off, and he says, okay, guys, wake up, come on, we got to go home. Oh, everybody said, it was so nice to be sleeping in that nice breezy tree. Oh, it was so nice. Well, it's time to go home, so let's go. So they went home, and everybody just said they were going to come back that night for skating. Except Sadie. You know, she's just a wee, itty, little, tiny baby. Well, she's 3 pounds now, you know. So she couldn't come back. But Sally Skunk and Patty Pig and Rocky Raccoon, and he said he was going to ask Ollie the Otter, because he lives close to him. He was going to ask Ollie the Otter if he wanted to come, and his mama would bring him with Rocky. And so the piggy said, well, that's a good idea too. Well, it got to be 7 o'clock, and here they come, bright and early. Mr. Farmer Brown had just opened the door. They were the first ones there. So he turned on the music, and he turned on the lights, and oh, they had such a good time. They always have a good time with Mr. Farmer Brown. And you know that. GrandMommy has told you that before. So it got to be 9 o'clock. And he said, boys, don't you think it's time to go home? And with that, Little Bad Wolf says, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. And Mr. Farmer Brown just smiled, because Little Bad Wolf is still kind of shy about calling him Papa or anything like that. He still can't believe that he's been adopted, and he's so proud of himself. So, about that time, here come all the mamas in to get their kiddos, and they all left at the same time. And Mr. Brown says, wow, that's unusual. There's usually somebody that's late coming to picking up their child, and now I have to stay here until they get here. Everybody's gone. Whoa, he says. Well, tomorrow night, he said, or tomorrow afternoon, rather, he says, no, that would be the day before. Never mind. I was going to talk about changing the floor over to the dancing, and it's Friday night they dance, not Saturday. So anyway, he got Mrs. Farmer Brown, and off they went to the house, and they had a little glass of milk and some cookies, and they went right to bed because everybody was tired that night. Boys and girls, I think it's time for GrandMommy to go to bed. No, not really. GrandMommy's got too many things to do today. So, we will see you boys and girls Monday, and have no idea what we're going to talk about, because I never do. And you know what you're supposed to do now. You write a comment, you like, and you share. Okay? I'd appreciate the sharing. You know, we are on Facebook. You just write my name in. You may have to hunt for them, but you have to write my name in. And I'm not doing this to get famous on Facebook, nor to get 1,000,000 billion shares. This is not why I'm doing it. But I just want you to share with all the other little boys and girls that you know, or some older people, because it seems like some of you older people like stories too. So share, comment, and like. Okay. All for this time, boys and girls. We'll see you Monday. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.